This should have been here for a long time, but we're happy it's here now. Maybe you will no longer have to keep that add-on updated or, be worried that implied target will break or something, because click and mouse over targeting and casting is here as a default game feature. Now, often you'd be using, I remember using Healbot as a Holy Paladin back in Wrath of the Lich King. I sucked. Also click, whatever. Oh, yeah, it's just click. I'm stupid. And then, of course, implied target. And that's to get mouse over casting for your spells, which is, of course, something you really want, as a healer. But, well, here's a tweet from Nikki. The WoW team's latest accessibility edition, mouse over and click casting. Super excited to see what people think. And yeah, this is great.
That is not an accessibility edition.
It is a core play.
It is literally an accessibility edition, but that should not be how this is framed internally. This is a entire player-based UX experience thing. The fact that this is accessibility actually really pisses me off, because that's not how you think about your user interface or how you things go.
Which isn't to say that we're not very pro the accessibility things that are being done in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this should have been done a long time ago as part of core gameplay experience. Accessibility stuff is all fantastic.
Yeah, I entirely agree with you.
Also, I love that they literally just that is the click UI.
Yeah,
that is the click UI straight up. Which go for it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So look, I think this is great. For a lot of the people watching this stream, they don't need this shit because they already do it with an add-on. And the add-on probably will have more customization than Blizzard's. But this means that the default game UI is fit for playing the game.
Yep.
And that's pretty big.
Yeah, man. Especially, and this is actually interesting, especially because it guarantees no bugs, technically speaking. On paper.
Oh, yeah. No, fair play. So, look, there's a bunch of strings are just referring to the workings of this system. So, yeah, here's what's left for us. So this, along with other great quality of life changes, 9.15 and 9.2, step in the right direction. It does show that they're thinking a bit more about those playability issues.
Yep,
though he does say, our man Dakor says, WoW needs to continue the path of bringing the game up to modern standards. I fully agree. So, what does he think? Let's see if we agree with him. A massively overhauled UI complete with baked-in customization options. Yes, keep the old one as an option because a lot of us have got a lot of nostalgia for the WoW UI. But I do think a redesign, a ground-up, rethink of the UI is probably fair enough.
And this is actually a little bit of inspiration taken from reading Yoshida Uncensored, because he has a column about the default settings. And he was amazed when he's talking to people at FanFests about how many people don't understand that there are options in game because they just use the defaults and that's it.
Yeah.
He was something like someone asked him at a FanFest, when are we going to be able to only see our own debuffs on a boss? And he's like, I'm sorry, but you can. It's an option under this.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where a lot of players will use the default, so you need to make the default completely usable. Not perfect. You need to make it completely usable. And right now, the World of Warcraft default is handicapping anyone who doesn't go out of their way to improve their UI setup, which isn't a thing you do in most games.
Yeah.
Obviously, playing World of Warcraft for years, like playing MMOs, you'll come to that sort of term. But how many games do you play where you have to actually play with the actual UI before you can make a playable game? None, basically.
Yeah.
So that's a thing where you need to, instead of having everything all over the screen, it needs to be centralized and turned on by default, and likely in a better way that currently exists, because the personal nameplate, I think they call it, doesn't have everything it needs. They were
it was a good thing.
They were close, big improvement.
Wanted a bit more.
Yeah, big improvement, but I think they need to go just a little bit better with that. But
so the next thing, UI preset slots. I agree with that. Yep. Improved macro interface and support. Again, agree. Fully built-in controller support. Yeah, do that. Put it in consoles. Why not? Makes sense. FF14 does it. Doesn't have an issue.
Yep.
So, let's go. Toggleable dark mode. Inky black potion built in. I don't know if I think the Inky black potion is a dark. I mean, it is for the in game, but
I like the idea.
But something. I like dark mode and things, and even though, this is currently not being done in dark mode, but whatever. Yeah.